guys, welcome back to my page. I am the Reflective Perspective Oracle. Today we're going to do a pick a card reading surrounding general messages and advice from Spirit. We have 3 piles to choose from. Pile 1, this origami fish. Pile 2, this piece of white birch bark. And finally pile 3, this playing card, Queen of Hearts. So intuitively choose your pile, whatever you're drawn to. Let's get started with pile number 1. All right, pile number 1. It seems to me that you have quite possibly found yourself in a situation where you are realizing that you are no longer at the same level of perception as someone else around you. And I think that you're realizing that it's time to move on from this, whatever this is for you. Your intuition is kind of screaming at you here with the next card saying, hey, could you please stop engaging in whatever this is and take the steps that are needed to level up and move on, okay? I just heard there's plenty of fish in the sea, so this could be a relationship thing for you, pile number 1. Now, the people will only understand you from the level of perception. Card speaks about really needing to understand that anybody and everything come into our life for a reason, okay? And that if we can see everybody as a mirror and if everybody is our mirror, then they are mirroring back to us what it is that we need to learn, what it is we want instead of what we don't, showing us who we are, right? And so if we can look at it through the eyes of that lens, if you will, then we'll recognize that there's actually no need to hold on to any sort of story pertaining to this. I mean, we are human, so we do have emotion, granted, but it might soften it a little if you can recognize that, you know, anything and everything and everyone is a lesson, an opportunity, and it enables us to see what we want instead of what we don't, so we can level up and move on and become who we are fully meant to be. Now, Spirit is asking you here to focus on your goals. Are your actions in alignment with your goals? And if they aren't, maybe take a look at that and refocus or repurpose, right? I just heard just keep swimming as well, right? So I pulled some Rider-Waite tarot as well and some wisdom of the oracle, so we're going to see what else is being brought out here. So we've got the Queen of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, the Magician, and the High Priestess, okay? So absolutely. The Queen of Swords, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. Swords suit talks about the mental and coming to a new understanding, and that she being a queen, it's almost as if she's, you know, she's high in her rank in the way of like, she's finally come to a place where she's like, look, mentally I'm understanding that it is time to cut out that which no longer serves me, okay? And, you know, she's going to move on and she's going to keep watching all of the things that she's been working on. These pentacles talk about moving into things that are tangible and watching that grow, right? So saying that all of our experiences in the past have gotten us to see the opportunities, have gotten us to see what it is we want instead of what we don't, cutting away that which we no longer need, taking the steps to continue to nurture this you know, the fruits of our labor kind of thing, and putting the energy into that which is what you want. Like, so again, pruning, cutting, making sure that source can get to, you know, I think of like a haircut here, like cutting away the dead ends so that you can see things grow. Now, the Magician card speaks about being the alchemist, taking all of these things in which you have been given, your cups, your swords, your pentacles, your wands, using all of the elements, okay, all of the situations, all the people, places, and situations, all the opportunities, using those to your advantage to become the alchemist, to alchemize all of the, you know, turning metal into gold kind of thing. Metal being the old situations you found yourself in, and turning those into, you know, what it is you want, and using your intuition to do so, okay? The High Priestess talks about being fully in tune with your intuition and knowing that it's time to move on next, okay? Now, I pulled a Wisdom of the Oracle, and you got Round and Round, okay? So for you, pile 1, look up this spiral of life. That might have something significant for you. 2 and 5 is 7. That talks about a spiritual journey and the understanding of that. And the Round and Round card, initially you look at it and you think, okay, this is talking about cycles. And that's true, it is. But this card in particular talks about cycles coming to an end, right? Knowing that it is time to move on from this person, place, situation, and knowing that this time you've actually caught it and you've seen it for what it is. So you're taking from it what you need. You're moving forward. You're taking the steps. You're nurturing that which serves you and cutting away which no longer does. Aligning your actions to your goals, alchemizing all of that, and turning, metal into gold, while using your intuition to do so. Okay, and by doing so, you're catching yourself in this cycle and putting an end to it, okay? Because that's what this card talks about, is coming out of that cycle and knowing that it is the end of that. So those are your messages, pile 1. I hope that resonated with you. It seems as though you are being made aware of certain signs and synchronicities. Your eyes are wide open about it. It's kind of, dawned on you that you have been staying in situations where you may have been settling, okay? So that's something that's being made aware to you. You've come to this realization. You realize that you've been settling maybe out of a place of familiarity and comfort, okay? Even though the situation might be uncomfortable, you were staying there because you were afraid to move forward, kind of like fear of success, if you will, okay? But whatever this has brought to your, this has brought this to your attention, and it's dawned on you, and you're kind of like, okay, so now I'm going to move forward. And Spirit's coming through to encourage you here to take the path that's in question and pursue that, all right? This is what this card talks about. Go to the conference. You know what you need to do, so go do it, okay? And then Spirit's also saying that when you take this action, you come out of, you realize this, you come out of that, okay, I'm not going to be afraid anymore of, success. I'm going to take that leap. I'm going to take the steps needed to go to the conference here. I'm going to do what it is I need to do. That there's going to be this beautiful manifestation coming through here for you. It's going to be a bit of a surprise. It'll be different for all of you, okay? I also use some Rider-Waite to just go deeper, okay? And you've got the Hanged Man. You've got the 8 of Swords. You've got the Empress and the 4 of Wands. Okay, so this is basically just reiterating the exact same thing I said. You have been sitting in this kind of Hanged Man energy of, I'm going to stay here, I'm going to stay stagnant, I'm going to stay in this position where I'm settling, but you're recognizing with all the signs and synchronicities that have been given to you as of late that you are the only one holding you back here, okay? This girl, you can see in the card that she's surrounded by all these swords, but she's actually able to just walk out on her own. She can take off the blindfold and undo herself. It's her own mental, swords represent the mental, so it's her own mental blockages that are keeping her stuck, right? Again, thinking that you cannot progress, right? But then we have the Empress, and the Empress is plentiful. She is, she usually talks about, pregnancy, birthing anew. This doesn't need to be taken literally. It just talks about nurturing and kind of like having it all, really stepping into a new phase, a new cycle, that kind of thing. And then, of course, we have the 4 of Wands. It's also known as the 1111 card. As you can see here, the 4 Wands. 4s talk about stability, and Wands speak of passion, okay? So taking the steps, doing what it is you need to do, going to the conference, pursuing the course of action in question, and taking, all of these signs and synchronicities for what they are, and really following your intuition and nurturing this new cycle, knowing that you already have all that you need in order to pursue whatever it is that you're wanting to pursue, and that there's no need to fear this this future success, that surprise is going to bring you a lot of stability, okay? So I also pulled a Wisdom of the Oracle card, and you got Yang. Yang is the first card in the deck, and it speaks about taking action, plain and simple. It's a very masculine energy. So I feel as though, you know, by you recognizing that you've stepped, like all these signs and synchronicities, and really stepping out of that stagnant, kind of settling energy where you're confusing yourself with all this mental fodder, if you will, and stepping out of the hangman position, you're balancing out the masculine and feminine here, and you're taking action, but you're nurturing it as it is, and really trusting in spirit to bring through this surprise, whatever it may be for you, that is going to be foundational and stable for you, okay? So peeling back the layers of who you used to be and moving into who you are to become, all right? So I hope that resonated for you, pile number two. Okay, pile number 3. Before we start, I really just want to comment on the fact that you have the Queen of Hearts here, and that would represent, in the tarot, it would represent the Queen of Cups, which is stepping into your emotions, but really having a solid grasp on them, okay? And I say that because here we have, what does it all mean, Basil? And this talks about being stuck in a time of stagnancy. It's confusing, it's frustrating, not a lot is moving. There's all these thoughts and ideas, they're spiraling. It's, you know, whatever it is for you, pile 3, it's causing you some pain. This card represents mental, physical, or emotional pain, and needing to remedy that, taking the steps to really remedy that. And so for you, I feel like there's some mental or emotional kind of, you know, because things aren't moving, it's causing you pain, okay? But again, because we had the Queen of Hearts here, she's talking about getting a grasp on that, getting a handle on your emotions and not letting them run away with you, okay? Also, I'm seeing here, plant some seeds talks about finally, you know, yes, seeds don't grow overnight, right? And so this, whatever this is for you, it's taken a long time. But as you can see, a flower has already grown here. It's a little beat up. I think Spirit's may be asking you to have gratitude for what has already grown, okay, even though you are in this time of stagnancy, but recognizing that all the while you still have been watering and nurturing what is coming, okay? And the Plant Some Seeds card talks about manifestations coming to fruition, coming to light, as long as you keep nurturing, okay? And not letting your emotions getting the best of you, if that makes sense. Now, we have Ladies Who Lunch. It does not speak about just ladies. It also speaks about men. It's talking about, in general, a very boss energy, okay? Somebody who can be, do, or have anything they want. And I think that this time of stagnancy, maybe, it served you well in the sense that you needed that time. There was something about patience here, growing, allowing things to grow, finding the gratitude, the silver lining, that kind of thing, okay? So I pulled some Rider-Waite tarot, and I just want to add to the storyline here. So the 4 of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Wands, Strength, and the 8 of Wands. Sorry about that. Okay, 4 of Swords. Usually upright, it talks about needing rest, and I think that that is what's being said here. You were in a time of respite, right? You were waiting, you were chilling out, all right? But in reverse, I think it's talking about it's time for that to come out. You have been taking this time to rest. It has been a bit frustrating and causing you some pain, yes, granted, but there was always this glass stained window here that brought in light and color, and if you were resting enough and slowed down enough, you were able to see that there was something to be grateful for, okay? Now, the Ace of Wands, look at that. It's wands talk about the beginnings, nurturing, there's growth here, it's being handed to you by Spirit. The Aces always talk about growth available as long as you nurture it. It's not guaranteed, but you've got to work on it, right? Which is what I think you've been doing, okay? Also, the Strength card, this has taken some strength, okay? To get through the emotions, to sit with them, to look at them, even in this time of stagnancy, right? But then, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Ladies Who Lunch card, again, talking about being a boss. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Wands being about passion. The Eight of Wands is a card that talks about rapid movement, change, messages coming in. So maybe you've got some messages coming into you about this change, the fruition, the manifestations that are going to come in for you, okay? Pile 3. Also, I've got a Wisdom of the Oracle card, and you've got 32. 5 talks about change, massive change. And then we've got here and now, okay? So again, that's what Spirit was asking you to do, was sit in the here and now. Even though it might be uncomfortable and painful, there's a purpose for this. It's, you know, allowing you patience, allowing you to find the present moment. There is no suffering in the present moment. There's only the here and now. And if you can get to that, it'll help you get a handle on your emotions, okay? And allow you to see the gratitude and to know that all your manifestations are coming. You can be, do, or have anything you want. Have the strength, keep nurturing. You'll come out of this time of stagnancy, and there will be passion, and it'll be rapid movement. So I hope that resonated for you, pile number 3. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my page. If you're interested in a private reading, all of my information is down in the description box. Feel free to reach out to me. Also, if you're interested in purchasing your very own deck of the Mystical Magical Mirror Reflective Perspective booklet and deck, please feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to help you with that as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for coming back. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it is at the same handle, at Reflective Perspective Oracle. And once again, thank you guys for being here. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.